Hey guys, hey. All right, so Cancerian, sorry for the delay. I had to attend to Aries and take him on walkies, and then got back and we were having some audio issues, and I had to take care of a Scorpio video that's not processing. So I'm hopeful that you guys can hear me in this. It appears all is well, but I know things are glitching right now tonight. So I'm going to proceed as if you can hear me, but I apologize if there's another problem that I'm unaware of. All right, so let's go ahead and see what have we got. We literally just had a little drop of cards here, and we have a Seven of Swords, which is sideways. We do have the Five of Wands sideways, and we also have the Queen of Cups sideways. So there's our Cancerian on this. But we certainly see. Hi guys, nice to see you, beautiful G. Is the audio okay, honey? I'm hoping, or you probably would have told me if it wasn't. But it's not great to see a Seven of Swords. You know, even in a sideways position, it feels like somebody is either thinking very heavily about Cancer right now, thinking about the fact that they've lied to Cancer and pretended something's over and they don't really mean that. They might be hoping that Cancer doesn't really want it to be over either, but it could be that both characters are thinking along the same lines. Like, I think you're lying. I don't think you want it to be done with me. Cancer could be thinking this of him. I'm just saying him because that's what we see right now. We see a masculine on both of these cards and we have a feminine Cancer. So they could be an air sign, by the way, or a fire sign so far. Let's keep going and see what more we discover. Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is, they're stressed to the max. They are kind of in a really uncomfortable situation as well because they hold this book of life or book of love in their hands right now. And it's like they can't even open it. They can't even, see what else is there. Eight of Swords. Very trapped energy. Hang on. Are you trapped in your head over Cancer, or are you trapped because you actually are someplace else? Which is it? Five of Pentacles. They walked away or stormed away, for all I know. I'm thinking that this is somebody who has a real problem, turning back around. Why did you seem like you broke it off with Cancer? Why does that come out that way? Queen of Swords upright. Did you listen to your mother? Or, was there someone else? Eight of Wands upright. Hang on. I'm still not sure what. Queen of Wands. Four of Wands. Lovers. Okay, so in this storyline, oh my God, we have somebody who they chose a different path. And it was very, very, very much the wrong path. And not only did they choose the wrong path once, they chose it like repetitiously. I wonder if this person was using like when like 7-year-olds are like, I'm running away. And they think that that's going to make their parents then give them whatever presents they want or, let them stay up all night or, it's like that little threat that I'm going to leave. I wonder if this person actually pulled a stunt like that, thinking they would like call the bluff of Cancer, because it's so crazy. They lied. They never wanted it to be over, but they did this anyway. Then they have felt stuck all this time. When I say, why did they do this? And it was like, well, because I said, Cancer wasn't whatever, treating me nice enough, making me enough snacks or whatever it was. I'm leaving. But I was waiting for Cancer to like call me back, but Cancer didn't. So then I tried to date somebody else, but then I left them because my heart wasn't in that. And then somebody else tried to get me to date them. And honestly, my heart's not in that either. I don't want the Queen of Wands, and I didn't want the Queen of Swords. And what am I supposed to do about this now? Well, maybe you shouldn't have been lying about the way you felt about Cancer in the first place. I don't know. This person feels like they walked away in a huff. from the person they most wanted, still want. But you ended up with other individuals. Why does it seem like you sabotage? SLH. Hi, honey. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Four of Pentacles. I don't think this person knows how to give. I don't think that they're good at collaboration, cooperation. It's like it's always their way, or they get to hold back and you're supposed to do more for them. But they may also accuse other people of not giving enough. Eight of Swords. I think that this person is their own worst enemy. Honestly, they look very complicated. I don't know that this would have ever been like a real happy matchup for Cancer, but let me just check. How did Cancer look at this person? Higher self. So Cancer already was getting some serious downloads about this one. Like, I don't know if this is the person that I could probably see me with. We have the King of Cups sideways. Cancer was like, look, my higher self is saying, I may have feelings for them and they may have feelings for me, but can I really say that they are my matchup? I don't think so, because it would have been an upright, confident card, especially this particular King of Cups card, you know, with the seahorses, which mate for life. But Cancer didn't say, oh, I'm positive they're my person. If anything, I think Cancer knew from the beginning that this person was an individual that could have been that important to them, but was always missing the mark by about 50%. And we can see that because their behavior, I don't think that they had all the attributes Cancer was looking for. And I think Cancer knew that. So why did Cancer meet this person? Let me ask that question. We have got the Action of Pentacles sideways. Interesting. It says Cancer doesn't have the full story yet. This is an ongoing situation. Even though they're not currently in Cancer's life, you notice how Cancer is like on their mind, on their mind, on their mind. It's funny because it says, oh, this story is not over. This person is not, like, their journey isn't complete as far as, you know, what the interaction is between themselves and Cancer yet. Eight of Swords and then Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so here's what I'm going to suggest. This person, although Cancer admittedly said, I do have love for them, and I even see how they could have, if they did things differently, they could have been my person. But my higher self says, I know when I was dating them before, they were not. They were not behaving the way I would need my longtime partner to engage with me for me to say, oh yeah, this is happy and healthy. Okay, but crazy part is the fact that they, even though they've made one mistake after another, the fact that they cannot stop thinking about Cancer says they are still in some progress of trying to grow, trying to evolve, trying to become a different version of themselves. And that version has not at all been completed. And right now they're in fact kind of stalled out. The one great thing about being stalled out is that it gets really frustrating. You know how if a kid gets in trouble, what do parents say? Go sit in the timeout chair and think about what you did. Why did you do that? That's what the universe has just done to this person. They are stalled out. They got into some other relationship that they pretty swiftly left. Then somebody else is kind of like a runaway train trying to get them to possibly even get married, and they don't want to. They don't even want to be with this Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is saying, yeah, we're going to do this. And they're like, I can't open up my heart to you. I still got Cancer on the brain. They are basically going to also sabotage this connection because it's not even what they want. And they're it's getting more and more uncomfortable, right? Their thoughts of Cancer are more and more in their mind. And I think this is the universe's way of saying, then how about you sit and think about why did you blow things up with Cancer when that's the person you still want, still did want, have always wanted, never wanted to walk away from, but either pride wouldn't let you turn back around or you do the sabotage thing. Think about why you sabotage. That's where they're at right now. And it's very uncomfortable, which is just interesting. Let me ask, where is Cancer at the moment? what's going on in Cancer's world. We have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. I don't think Cancer spends a whole bunch of time thinking about this person. I think Cancer's just living their life, doing their thing. Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. In fact, Cancer could have quite a lovely garden. They could have some very nice, healthy little pets. They could be living some of their best life very peacefully, spending the time that they need to develop what they want to in their life. I feel like Cancer's probably got a good core group of people around them. Maybe not tons of people, but really quality people that they care deeply about, and vice versa for, friends, community. I feel like Cancer is doing well in building, something for themselves, like in a career path or financial path. I feel like in general, they like what they do. They may even love the majority of what their life feels like, which is amazing. Cancer's not like in a place of conflict about who they are, what they like, what their life is made up of. And I don't think that they're sitting here pining for this person. I just think it's interesting that person, they will be showing back up because the story's not over with them. Now, we didn't see anything about Cancer necessarily being in a romance. It says Cancer has a lot of love around them, but I don't know that Cancer is in a relationship with anyone right now. My impression would be no in this story. Okay, so let me bounce back over here and ask this. Hi, Teresa. What is their intention? Nine of Pentacles. So they're trying to get their confidence up. They're also trying to become fully single. They want to be single. Ace of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Not only do they want to become single fully and completely, but only because this is that little pathway that leads to the sea, and then it's like I can leap into the sea here, kind of like I'll take the plunge at some point. But right now I'm kind of spying, I'm kind of hanging out, I'm kind of watching, and I would say this is probably them watching and spying on Cancer is what my guess would be. They're thinking about reaching out. So I feel like they're breaking up with everybody, and it kind of feels like they're coming full circle. Like this is a person who left, and then it's come full circle, and now here they are back, about to face Cancer again, about to reach out to Cancer again. Eight of Swords, but they just can't. I mean, this is the third time we've seen the Eight of Swords. They are so stuck all the time. Stuck. And no matter how much time passes, they don't quite seem to get themselves encumbered. What is it that you need to get yourself unstuck? Queen of Pentacles. It's interesting how this spiral is here, and we saw it also for Cancerian when we said, we ended up with the higher self card, and we just see this spiral, staircase, only here it's kind of like a, stained glass windows, but in the spiral. I have to say this has to be connected to what they need from like Cancer. I look at the spiral as, kind of like the way our thoughts kind of spiral and we become more aware of things. But I almost think that at the center of all their thoughts, it comes back to Cancer. It comes back to them wanting to get grounded and needing to get grounded. Ten of Swords. Here's what I think this is. And I'll use this as an analogy. If you've ever built anything that had to be level. So I did some landscaping and I was building a retaining wall. And the big thing is, these blocks, they're like 45 pounds each, right? But you have to get the bottom row has to be perfectly level. And I do mean perfectly level. So it spends a lot of time. You have to really work hard to get the bottom layer to be completely level with each other. And then after that, you can stack and make your retaining wall. But if you're off even a fraction on one, your whole wall will be wrong the higher up you go. And so you cannot build without leveling it. If you make one mistake, your whole wall comes down and you have to do it all over again. I know I did it because I was being sloppy and I was like, oh, yeah, no, you can't do that. So my point of saying that is for the visual. When you make sometimes one really big mistake, even if you think it's little, you think, it's less than a quarter of an inch off. Nope, you can't have even less than a quarter of an inch off. You can't. It has to be right. If you make a mistake there, you foul up everything from that point onward. And the only way to fix it is to unpack it and go down to the very bottom where you made the first mistake and fix that. That's basically what it is. They made a mistake with Cancerian all that time ago. And it was so, it was a lie. They never wanted to walk away from Cancer. They never wanted to do that in the first place. So that's where their unlevel, block was. And that's why nothing else works. And it doesn't matter how many times they want to rebuild, the top 3 bricks of the retaining wall, it won't fix it because the problem is down deeper. It's at that origin. It's the first mistake you made. It's the lie you told yourself that you could walk away when you didn't want to. That's why we see them with the 8 of Swords again and again and again. And the thing is, they know where the problem is because all their thoughts lead on that spiral right back to the ground level. I didn't want it to be over with Cancer, and yet it's over with Cancer. And that's why no one else will do. And that's why it doesn't matter. They're not moving on. They're not moving forward. It's only a matter of time, I think, before they have to come back to unstacking, like I say, unstack the retaining wall. Oh my God, it's so much work. It's such hard physical labor, and it's such a great workout. And it's so satisfying when you do it right that it's worth it. But the longer you try to get away with leaving something unlevel and keep insisting that you don't want to fix it because of all the work it would take to undo it, doesn't matter. You have to do it. There isn't a workaround. You just have to do it right and do the work of unpacking it. That's about where they're at. They're having their meltdown moment where they're realizing, I'm going to have to unpack all this. I'm going to have to unstack every brick and go back to the bottom, and I have to fix that. So I would say that means a conversation is coming with Cancer. Let me just ask. We have got the World card sideways. They're not quite there yet. They're getting there though, because the World card is both the beginning and the end. They're, I think, just realizing the magnitude of this. Like, nothing's going to be right until I basically return to the site of my first mistake, which is when I said I was walking away from Cancer and I didn't want to. Those are the words that they have to be able to say. Are you going to be able to be honest about this? I mean, have you, God knows you've been so uncomfortable for such a long time. Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups. They're not only going to be able to do this, but at some point they're going to get up out of the timeout chair and they're just going to kind of suddenly go for it. I think that their time of thinking and mulling over this is going to come to a close and they're just going to go for it. Good on them. It needs to happen. It'll be interesting to see what happens when they face Cancer again. Like I said, I don't know that Cancer has spent a whole lot of time thinking about them per se, but we'll see what happens when they come around. All right, you guys, I'm going to end this one here. Thank you so much. Really good to see you. Hi, Chrissy. Thanks again, you guys. Using my intuition. Pauline Bennett. Hi, sweetheart. Good morning to you in the UK, babe. So great to catch you in a live. Sweet. Indeed. It was super heavy. It was a lot of work. Portals and Pathways. Great to see you. Slave Princess. Hi, babe. Thank you guys again. Beautiful G and SLH. Really nice to see you. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you on the other side. We still got to do an ophiuchus video tonight. Lots of love. Bye.